Well, hello and welcome to the channel. Today I'm excited to share with you one of my most favorite cold steel models that's in the drop point configuration that they came out with, I'd say maybe a couple of years ago. It is the large drop point Voyager. You can also get these in extra large. And I gotta say, the cold steel Voyager is without a doubt one of my favorites. I know there's a lot of people out there that, love the several other models that they offer, and I've even considered a few recently to get, but the drop point that came out for this Voyager by Cold Steel is an absolute great improvement. Now, I've had several ever since the Voyager came out, long time ago. This is what it used to look like, and a phenomenal knife. This one here, I believe, is in the VG10. Then they went to AUS 8 for a long time when they moved over to this type of model, handle, and so forth with the triad lock. And I got one then too. Let's see, that was quite a while back. Even did a little bit of modding there, if you can see, on my old AOS 8 version. And yeah, with Grivory, this Grivory material that they call Griv-Ex, you can sand it and mod it to your own. And if that is just too blocky for you, you can sand it down. Use yourself an oval file or whatever, some sandpaper, even a work sharp sanding belt you can use, and you can make it your own, make it very comfortable. I like to trace my fingers out here with a pencil or something and then just go from there. But all in all, yeah, they did eventually move it up to this AUS 10. And if you get yourself some emery cloth in different grits, starting with heavy to light, you can put a very nice polish on that if you don't want the sandblasting. And yeah, it's a beauty. Great knife. And it does come in different models. As you can see, this is my Tanto version. And I did the same there. I shined it up pretty nicely. And yeah, just dressing it up a bit. I do love a satin blade, and these are satin blade capable. And this here is the AUS 10 that's in, I just kept as that really nice stonewash finish that they have. It's almost like a mirror, the way it can shine. But with the stonewash, you don't have to worry about scratches so much, so that's pretty decent too. And if we want to get crazy about it, sure, yeah, I will show, not to flex, but all things considering, that is your large version. You don't even need the thumb stud. You can just, just whack that out. It's such a beast, but very capable. Yeah. Comes out with a Thar tie. And you can get these even at a decent price as well. This is the extra large. And they're pretty cool too, because you can just reach back even with these two digits if you have to do a thrust of some sort, whatever that you're using this for. But aside from all that, let's get down to this one here. As you can see from the specs, and you're welcome to go ahead and stop that and look at it. This blade is so darn sharp, and it's not even trying. I do believe that these were designed by Lynn Thompson, and of course with collaboration with then employee Andrew Demko, creating that incredible triad lock that's so capable. But the nice thing about this drop point version, they finally provided great jimping on it. And let me just tell you, super job on that. And with a drop point blade, I love a drop point blade. I love a clip point too. But you just have that continuous belly going there and a very, very nice point too. And it's really just super. Can't go wrong with it. And this handle might be a little bulky for some, but I'll tell you, I promise you, once you get this in your hand, it is just so ergonomic that it's great. The only downside for the Voyager, I would have to say, like many have, is the pocket clip that it comes with. Now, Cold Steel is generous enough to make this right and left hand carry with the clip that they give you, which is this guy. They also give you a left-handed clip, which is pretty cool of them. But unless you bend that out like I have on several models, you just take it out and give it a bend because it is steel. It's pretty decent. But when I knew I was getting this here, I knew I had to scout around. And fortunately, I found on Amazon that you can get deep pocket clips for this. Now, it will only take the 2 screws rather than the 3 that this is capable of, but even it is super duper, tight. But like that, I just put a piece of cloth there and a pair of pliers and bent it out to what's comfortable for getting in and out of my pocket, and now it's deep carry. Not a problem. There's no way you're getting this in a pocket unless you bend that clip. I'm sorry. If you are, then you've got a very, very thin material that you're trying to get through, but it ain't happening. But that's okay. Just getting around that, not a problem. Now, I will say I just got this out of the box, and it is a beauty. It feels very comfortable in the hand, and with just pressing down on that, you're not getting that type of triad lock stiffness, I think. At least I haven't when it comes to the Voyagers. It comes right down and fires right out. So that's relieving. And it also has that here where on this part of the blade can drop safely on your finger so it's not falling down like a guillotine on you. So with that, I just wanted to say I am happy that I got this. I was looking at the AUS 10 versions of, say, the 8010, maybe the 8015, because those were looking pretty intriguing, but they were also looking like they were going to be pretty big in the pocket. Now, that's not to say I might not eventually, that I won't eventually maybe get those models, but being a lover and advocate for the, the Voyager, and whenever somebody asks me, they need like a strong, very reasonably priced, pocket knife that's capable of a lot, I always point them toward a Voyager. And AUS 10 is very, very easy, I think, to sharpen and just strap up. And it can take some abuse. I've put those other models of mine through a lot, and it just goes through and through. It does have the copper type of washer there, or bronze washer, and it's not something you have to worry about too much grit. Being AUS 10, it's very stain resistant, and with that Stonewash finish, it's especially very resistant to scratches and so forth. I love this blade shape. I love the action, the feel, and I'm very, very happy that they put jimping on that. So I'm very happy through and through, and if this is something that you were looking to maybe get another view of, then it's definitely worth checking out. I do like that they have the reinforced inset aluminum scales or aligners in there, so it's got the extra strength. Now this Grivory, it might be a little rough for some, but again, it's easy to sand. It's now that I have that pocket clip like so, or at least even if you were to bend yours out, it's not really something you have to worry about chewing up your pocket material if you don't have that type of friction going on. But it's got that nice back spacer, kind of like the two pieces just clammed together in there with more Grivory. Nice thick lock there for back spring, and look at that stop pin that it just clicks onto, and just, you can just hear it and love it. I do also like that the Voyagers come with dual nice thumb studs that are nice and big, definitely within the path of what you need to get to it, and very comfortable on the finger or thumb. And that's about it. I am very pleased to share this one with you, and I do hope that you don't mind that I changed my name. Once again, used to be Newcastle Ninja, was Edgy Blades, but I found the Edgy Blades was a little confusing for some, particularly other channels I follow that had a hard time reading the name, didn't know how to pronounce or whatever. But Edge Blades was available. They are mine. I buy them all myself. These aren't sent to me. But it is greatly appreciated if you would mind commenting, and especially subscribe. I'm a little channel, been doing this for a few years, but it would really mean a lot. And know that this is something that is worth me doing for you, because it's just for you. I'm not getting any knives sent to me or anything special like that. But I will say I do get a 10% discount for you that White Mountain Knives Justin was really nice enough to give me for people looking at my videos under my old channel, Newcastle Ninja, which is still NCN if you want to use that 10% discount off anything off whitemountainknives.com. Now, aside from that plugging, I got this baby off of eBay. And let me tell you, I was, I don't know if it was still available on White Mountain. Maybe just the extra larges were. I don't know what they're doing with Voyager. Hopefully they can come around and maybe, you know, whatever. But anyway, I went on Amazon initially because they are offering this knife at $48.05. However, Amazon would not ship this knife to my location on the East Coast, which was crazy because they ship all the other versions, the extra large and even some of the others like the clip-on and Tanto. But for some reason, I don't know, but I even called them up about it, talked to them, but it's not something they could change. I don't know if anybody else has experienced that kind of thing. So I was like, hey man, I'm going to shop elsewhere. And so I did. I went to eBay and I got it for $54.99 with free shipping. And I can tell you, this was definitely worth every penny of it. So that's about it. Just wanted to give that little rant. Don't know if anybody else experienced that kind of thing with Amazon, or if anybody has any experience with this drop point, but I can't recommend it enough. I love the Voyager. Know I'm going to love this one, and I think you might too. So that's it. Take care and have a good one.